There was a period of time when it was hard finding a modern shooter for PC. The only real options were America's Army, which was an online-only game, and a bunch of Tom Clancy games that never really captured the feel of the basic grunt military soldier. But in 2005, Battlefield 2 came out to outstanding acclaim. Many claimed it was one of the greatest shooters of all time. Others still said it was pretty damn good. But now that I've played Battlefield 2, I can't help but wonder if all of those reviewers don't know how to judge games, or were bought off by DICE. Battlefield 2 disappoints on many fronts. And while DICE is a credited development firm, their now trademark traits can be found in this package. Battlefield 2 has a rather nice setup. You can play as one of 5 different classes engaging an opposing team on the battlefield. You can also use vehicles and stationary turrets, and on some maps, pilot jets and helicopters. For the most part, it works great. The biggest problem with Battlefield 2 is that its main focus is solely on multiplayer. Yes, you can play this offline, however the only mode that can be played offline is a cut-down instant action mode. You heard me right, there is absolutely no single-player campaign whatsoever. This probably wouldn't have been so bad if the developers had cared to mention this on the front cover of the game or even the back cover. Also, I tried to get online, but for some reason, it didn't want to connect me with the servers. Possibly because they may not be running anymore. Instant action mode would have been great, but just to show you that DICE didn't even care about offering the same great online experience offline, instant action mode has been butchered down. To start, this offline mode, you only get access to a few of the available maps. And the few maps you get access to are reduced down in size. The original maps available for online play are at least 3 times bigger. Also, the AI on both your team is pretty dumb. And last but not least, you only can fight with a small group of bots on your team, where online the unit count is much higher, going up to 64 players per match. When looking at this as a whole, one has to ask, why make this disappointing single-player mode? It almost feels like this was thrown together at the last minute. And even then, it feels like the single-player gamers are being punished for something by DICE. Now, not all is bad with Battlefield 2. Firefights are still and will always be fun. And it's always cool when you can glean weapons off the battlefield. There are 3 factions you can play as: America, China, and the Middle East. It would have been cool if they offered a 3-way battle with each side for itself on one match, but honestly, you can't have everything. Another highlight is Commando mode. If you're playing by yourself, it's easy to obtain. Commando mode lets you drop supplies, scan the area, send in UAVs, and best of all, call in airstrikes. Admittedly, at times, it does feel like a gimmick. But it's an awesome gimmick, and one that obviously works better with multiplayer matches. Command mode is something I'd like to see expanded upon in later Battlefield games. There is also a great variety of weapons available. They're all cool, however, there are a whole bunch of other weapons you can unlock if you play online. If you have trouble getting online or don't like multiplayer, you won't be able to unlock these weapons. The maps are also inventive. While quantity is limited, all the maps available offer a nice variety to them. No 2 feel the same, and that is always appreciated. You can also drive and fly vehicles. By far the coolest are the tanks. I would have gone with the helicopters and jets, but controlling one of those is ridiculously impossible to control. Flying the real thing is probably much easier than this broken mess. Graphically, the game at first seems unimpressive. Building and objects in the world up close look low quality. However, it's the long views and vistas that steal the show. Seeing a building off in the distance of the map and realizing you can enter and climb that building offers a unique aspect of combat that one normally doesn't get. The game overall looks great and can run for the most part on any PC rig that's at least newer than 2008. After playing Battlefield 2, I was left with a very foul taste in my mouth. While I did have some fun with the game, it for the most part was dragged down by the restraints on single player. DICE is obviously a multiplayer developer, but they did not need to penalize single player gamers. Perhaps one day we'll get that perfect modern military shooter. Sadly, Battlefield 2 isn't it. We rate this a 4 out of 11. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check back with us for more videos.